Hello and welcome back to the Fight Me Bro betting show. This week we are here to break down UFC Moscow. We're your hosts Matt and Nick, and don't look now, but your boys are hot. I think this is.
I'm positive.
You're positive on the season.
I haven't seen positive in a long time. We've surfaced, but yeah, and by I could obviously ruin that this week, but
can't think that.
Not a small stretch. It's like 400 or something.
Ooh, okay.
4 in the plus. A huge week last week, only missing 1.
I haven't looked at the numbers yet because I'm still digging myself out of a hole, but I went something like 6-1. Not really true, but it felt like 6-1.
I actually went 6-1, and it felt like it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, hey, we're both hot, so if you're winning and I'm winning, whatever. But this week, not as heavy as last week, I would say. I only have 2, maybe 3 bets. We'll see how I feel. I might just throw in a last second Hail Mary here, but I think, Nick, you're betting on 3. So
I have 3.
You go first.
Full disclosure, I did not know half of the people on this card. I think they signed half these Russians just to fight.
I think what they did was they hosted pretty much a tryout, and
American Idol.
Yeah, and if your name was Magomed or some sort of Cher Pivov, then you get a shot.
Yeah.
So
speaking of which, my first pick is this Kadis Ibrahimov.
Oh my god!
I don't know what his name is, but I don't even know who he is. All I saw was that Ed Herman is still fighting in the UFC, and I was like, maybe there's a different Ed Herman. That was literally the first thing that went through my head. Maybe there's a different Ed Herman.
It must be. Maybe it's his son.
The guy that's 700 years old with all the really shitty... it's like Sam Alvey with shitty tattoos and drinks way more beer, which is hard to do because Sam Alvey already has a poor body.
Just a more Sam Alvey, if you will. If that's even possible.
Like a more beats his wife looking version of Sam Alvey is what I would call it. And that's Ed Herman. And he's also 1,000.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know what this other guy is, but he's got a couple things going for him. One, he's not Ed Herman. That is chiefly a major selling.
It's a common thread in a lot of winners, if we're being honest.
Yes, it is. Most people that win are not named Ed Herman. That's a fact. 2, it's in Russia. And 3, he's about a million. If I had to just draw a name out of... he could be 30, and he's still a decade younger than Ed Herman. So I don't know who this guy is. He's only minus 140, and I see that. I see minus 140 to bet against Ed Herman. This is one again, full disclosure, I don't know what this guy does well. He could be a world champion chess player. No combat experience whatsoever. I'm taking him, though, because he's fighting Ed Herman, minus 140 at Kadis Ibrahimov or something.
Chev.
Starts I, ends Ov.
You'll know which one. It's so
the guy fighting Ed Herman. Take him.
Damn it, I saw that, thought about it, which I say a lot. I pretty much looked through the whole board, think about every one of them, and pick all the losers. But not this week. I have new positivity, and I'm going straight to the main event. And, I know you're picking against Ed Herman here, and you said it's Russia. I'm not going Ed Herman here, but I'm going with a certain theme this week. I'm going Team USA. When we're on Russian soil, I'm just led so much more to bet on the good old red, white, and blue. Even though... Isn't that Russians' colors too? Aren't they red, white, and blue?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's our thing. We're the red, white, and blue, all right?
You're thinking Soviet Union, red, yellow.
Yeah.
But which is now China.
Fucker. Stealing everything. But I'm going all the way to main event here. I like Calvin Kattar. My gambling friend... Well, I wouldn't even call him a gambling friend. He's just very bad at gambling. The guy that I said that I've been taking his bets for him. He gave me some really wise words this week. Said, sometimes a line just jumps out at you. Calvin Kattar at plus 260 is criminal. Just criminal. I thought this line was going to be closer to maybe plus 140, plus 160, 260. You're slapping that Boston man in the face. And quite frankly, we haven't seen Zabit in a 5-round fight, have we?
No.
So he hasn't been tested. I feel like the only time he was really tested in a fight, at least his willpower, was in the Bochniak fight or Bokniak fight.
I think so. I was thinking Jeremy Stevens there.
You think?
Yeah, but Jeremy Stevens is actually good.
True, but I feel like
decently good.
Yes. When it just seems like he was, maybe I'm just not picturing that fight, but it seemed like Zabit was fading pretty late, and he was fading pretty late in the Jeremy Stevens fight, wasn't he too?
Yeah.
So
that's why you would have used that as a better example.
Better example. We'll cut that in. But Calvin Kattar just seems like the type that has that Boston, man-made, American-made willpower that
Mark Wahlberg has.
He's got the Mark Wahlberg effect. So I'm taking him at plus 260. I'm also taking him by TKO at plus 425 because I don't think necessarily he's gonna have like the knockout power to like starch him in the first couple rounds. But I have a feeling come round 4 and 5, Zabit's looking for a way out of there. You know, he's trying to get home early maybe. I like him there. I'm betting. I sneaky have a suspicion that Zabit is a quitter, and we just haven't seen him quit yet. It's coming this weekend. So double up on there. You'll put in $100 on each. You'll be pretty much a prince in Abu Dhabi.
No, that's penny pinching in Abu Dhabi. But either way, put $100,000 on each. Now we're talking. I also have Calvin Kattar on mine. You can't. For that exact reason, I wasn't even going to break down. It's just, I was looking at this, and I just could not, for the life of me, and I understand, Khabib's got the flash, he's got the moves, he's got the Sulov stretch submissions, all things that Calvin Kattar doesn't have, and realistically, in terms of just raw talent, Khabib is probably, Zabit, yeah, same shit. They probably much more talented than Kattar, but you can't just look over a Calvin Kattar line against anybody and just see 265 in the plus column and not take Calvin Kattar. Yeah. I was halfway. I'm not going to. I'm going to temper myself because I don't want to get too crazy and blow that positive number on a card that is shite. But I was tempted to take the decision too. That was like plus 675.
All the odds
with outrageous.
I was very tempted to take like 6 different ways this fight because every odd in Calvin Kattar's favor is just absurd. So you kind of just have to pick and choose which one you want.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not going to do that, but like I wouldn't begrudge anybody for doing that. But yeah, you got to take Calvin Kattar. I feel like, yeah, cardio can hold up. And also, I feel like Calvin Kattar actually seems like a guy that has the mental game. Like Jeremy Stephens has the skills to beat Khabib. God damn it, to beat Zabit, but he just doesn't. Jeremy Stephens is Jeremy Stephens.
Yeah.
Like he's got a satchel of rocks up in his brain, and so he's literally just walked directly at Zabit for 2 rounds, 8 shots, and then in the 3rd round, he was like, oh wow, he's coming on when Zabit's exhausted. I feel like Kattar might be able to avoid some shit for 2 rounds, and then pour it on in the 3rd. So I also have Calvin Kattar at plus 260. I could not believe that when I saw that.
Yeah, and the 5 rounds too, where it's like. That's why I really like the TKO line, because, like, man, round 4 and 5, that's a long time to be in there with Calvin Kattar. Like, if it's even slightly competitive, like, Cater's such a slick boxer that I could see him clipping Zabit. So, I mean...
if Kattar has any stones in his entire fucking body, he does the Rocky. He either does, like, Rocky Strong Now, or he does Eye of the Tiger. Like, one of the two. You can't... If you have any balls, you're walking into Russia with that.
Yeah, if you see he walks out to either one of those songs, like, get on the phone with your bookie immediately and put the rest that you have on your account. And also, fuck Zabit for pretty much stealing our coolest looking president. Like, he's totally swagger jacketed Abraham Lincoln, which, from a Russian, that's about as disrespectful as you can get.
That's about as disrespectful as you can get to JFK.
True.
Abraham Lincoln is a cooler president than
cooler looking president. Like he's got to be maybe like more badass. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln, he's chopping down trees with one single axe swing, killing vampires. Like all JFK did was bang a bunch of supermodels and get his brains blown out. Okay, you just talked me into JFK being cooler. All right, okay, we'll call that one a push. Moving on to my next fight. This is my lock of the week. I guess not as exciting as my other pick, but I'm going with the over 1.5 rounds. You know it's my kryptonite in the Greg Hardy versus Alexander Volkov fight. Everyone, it's my kryptonite. I see a 1.5 specifically in the heavyweight division, and everyone wants to pound the under, but they don't realize how short 1.5 rounds actually is. And I did a little research. In the last 10 fights of Volkov's career, 9 of them have gone to at least the 3rd round. There's only been one time it stopped in the 1st round. So he's really not a finisher at all, and
hard
really
to lose.
Exactly. And what we've seen from Greg Hardy, I feel like everyone thinks he's still the old Greg Hardy, where he just goes out and swings haymakers. But it seems like that hasn't been the case. I think he's going to spend some time feeling him out and probably end up knocking him out in the 3rd round.
You think Greg Hardy's going to knock out
I'm gonna add in. This is the teaser bet that I was going to, but
You're up to 4 now.
so
you started at 2.
Yeah, I started at 2. Now I'm at 4. I'm getting a little cocky with it. But Greg Hardy at TKO in the 3rd round plus 13.25.
Oh wow.
So I'm gonna put a half a
That
unit.
might be worth a live bullet.
Yeah, like just like a half a unit on there, but 13.25, 13 to 1 odds. That is absurd. Seeing that it's a heavyweight, it's a 3-round fight. I could totally like it's happened before. It happened against Derek Lewis. By all means, Greg Hardy is probably as good of a fighter as Derek Lewis. Maybe he's not as dangerous,
I don't know
but
if he hits quite as hard, but
I would say skill wise, it's probably there. So if he could get knocked out by Derek Lewis, which many people have, I can see Greg Hardy clipping him. And I obviously Volkov's a more skilled fighter here, but he hasn't really. Outside of Verdum in his last fights, I think he beat an aging Roy Nelson. He beat he KO'd Stefan Struve, who hasn't done that to him. And Verdum, like this was like a post steroids, definitely on decline Verdum. So I'm not too impressed by Volkov here. It's been forever since he fought. He hasn't fought since Derek Lewis, so we don't really know a lot about him. I think the line is so steep because
he has a Stingray tattoo.
Because he has a Stingray tattoo, and 2, it's against Greg Hardy, and everyone wants to be like, it's too early, it's too early, it's too early. And I'm turning a tide on him. I think this is the 2nd time we're going to bet. No, 3rd time I bet on Greg Hardy. Haven't won a single one. So this is going to be the one that it hits.
It's fucking nuts that Greg Hardy's fought 5 times this year. He made his UFC debut this year.
That's wild.
It seems like he's been around for a minute.
God damn it. And every single time I bet on him, it's like he should have, I think I bet on him his UFC first fight, but then he gets disqualified. And then his last one, I bet him like to finish inside the distance, and then it was a fucking no contest. So that was
tragic.
Yeah. So
17 times the charm.
Exactly.
And then my lock of the week, I already said. I said it earlier this week. I'm sticking by it. I'm not wavering. Logan Paul is gonna
about that.
beat KSI in a boxing match. Like, yeah, they fought to a draw the first time, but the first time that was just 2 YouTubers getting in the ring and boxing each other. Now it's a YouTuber boxing another YouTuber who's slightly better at boxing than him. And I'm going to go with the YouTuber that's slightly better at boxing than KSI, and that's Logan Paul. And also, like we discussed earlier this week, I think Logan Paul's probably on steroids.
Yeah, no, he is fucking shredded.
And also, it was hilarious. I don't know if you saw the clip, but Shannon Briggs knows that Shannon Briggs is Logan Paul's coach, hype man, whatever. I'm sure you guys all know Shane the Cannon from saying champ at the end of every other 4 words. He said that Logan Paul has all the advantages, and in said advantages listed out the fact that Logan Paul has both legs. That was one big one, so not paraplegic, confirmed. And he's white. I don't really know what that does in a it's LA. If it was in Alabama, I could see getting a dodgy decision for being white. But Shannon Briggs knows boxing better than I do, and so I guess being white is an advantage, according to former heavyweight champion of the world, Shannon Briggs.
Hashtag not racist here, but if history says anything in general, the luck tends to favor the whites.
Yeah, historically,
but that's
globally speaking.
Blanket statement, that's probably factual. But in boxing, who knows?
Dude, like I said, it's not coming out of my mouth. Former heavyweight champion, qualified boxing expert, Shannon the Cannon Briggs said in a press conference, having legs and being white are 2 of Logan Paul's biggest advantages in this fight. So I'm gonna ride that. He's minus 210, and I don't give a shit. Like that. I fundamentally don't see how. I think that he's like actually taking this super serious.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing: he's not gonna come out and look like a guy that can go embark on a pro career in boxing and just be like, oh yeah, no, he's gonna fight 3 fights before Canelo's next fight. Like he'll be 3 fights down from the main, fighting these like Ryan Garcia characters. Do not be mistaken. That is not what's gonna happen here. But it seems like one guy is real. It'd be like the same thing. Like if you had one person go to wrestling like twice a week for an hour, and then you had another person go 5 times a week for 2 hours, and then you just had them wrestle at the end of 2 months. Like the guy that's been going 5 times is just gonna beat the other guy, which is what's gonna happen here. Like
also, the guy that's gone 5 times is white and has legs, so that helps.
Yes.
He's got the it factor, as we say in the place.
I think he punctuated those 2 statements with saying this guy's got it. I'm just like, dude, Shannon Briggs, like, be less racist.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, I'm gonna be the bigger man here.
It's like the 3rd week in a row you've said I'm not gonna pick Steele.
No, I'm not going to pick Steele, but I put this bet in on Tuesday because I was scared the line, and I completely forgot that we could use that for the show. I think I have it. So our locks of the week usually are we put on 2 units. I already put this in for 3 and plan on going for more. So if that means anything, hammer
selling my car.
Hammer this bet. I promise you, if you lose this money, we will personally come to your house and give you a $200 bill. Don't quote us on that.
Yeah, no.
Actually, no. A Chris $200 bill. Yes, we will do that.
$50 dollar bill.
Yes, on the dot, and that is a
just like super bad.
Yeah. There you go. So those are our picks. These fights are on early as shit, so I don't know if we'll be tweeting these, but hopefully we'll be able to catch the end of the Logan Paul fight. We're going to Burt Kreischer tomorrow, so it might be a little bit of conflict of interest, but we'll see if we can make it happen. Until then, we will see you guys next week for Lawler versus Covington. Peace.